We're diving deep into the history, key features, and current value of the 1973 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, and what makes some of them worth so much. History of the 1973 D penny. Old photos or video footage of the Denver Mint and 1970s era imagery. In 1973, the United States Mint produced over 3.5 billion Lincoln pennies at the Denver Mint. These pennies are made from a copper alloy, 95% copper and 5% zinc, and weigh about 3.11 grams. This was one of the last few years before the major shift in 1982, when pennies started being made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. Scene: animation showing Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back. Host voiceover designed by Victor David Brenner. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now, let's explore why the 1973 D penny can be worth more than its face value. What makes the 1973 D penny valuable? Most 1973 D pennies are only worth their weight in copper, around 2 cents. But certain factors can drastically increase their value. Condition/grade: coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are extremely desirable. Look for a shiny surface, sharp details, and no signs of wear. Errors and varieties: some 1973 D pennies have errors, such as double die obverse, DDO, die cracks, or off-center strikes. These can make them worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Low population in high grades. According to PCGS, a 1973 D penny in MS67 plus grade is incredibly rare. Fewer than a handful of these coins exist, which drives up their value in auctions. For example, a 1973 D penny graded MS67 RD sold for over $3,000 at auction, and that's not even the highest potential value. So, how can you tell if your 1973 D penny is a hidden treasure? Here are some tips. The D under the date indicates it was minted in Denver. Make sure it's clear and well struck. Inspect for doubling on the letters, numbers, or Lincoln's profile. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to spot these details. Coins are graded as brown, BN, red-brown, RB, or red, RD. A bright, red-toned penny is far more valuable than a dull, brown one. Get it graded. If you think your penny is in exceptional condition, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC to certify its grade and authenticity. Circulated condition: 1 to 5 cents, based on copper content. Mint state: MS65 $15.50. $1, 000 to $3,000 or more, especially if they have the rare red designation. These prices can rise even higher depending on demand and rarity, so always keep an eye on auctions and sales. Segment 5. Final tips for collectors: always store your coins properly to avoid damage. Use coin flips or holders. Invest in a good magnifier to inspect for details and errors. Check pocket change, old piggy banks, or even coin rolls from the bank. You never know what you might find. That's it for today's dive into the fascinating world of the 1973 D Lincoln penny. Who knew a penny could be worth thousands of dollars? If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and don't forget to check your pocket change. Your fortune might be just a penny away. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1964 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. Its history, rare variations, and the hidden treasures that could make you rich. Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. In this video, we're unlocking the secrets behind the 1964 D penny, how it was made, what makes it special, and how some of these coins are selling for thousands at auctions. So, let's get started. Historical background: the 1964 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint during a time of transition for U.S. coinage. This was part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. By 1964, pennies were made with 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. That little D under the date signifies it was minted in Denver. Over 3.8 billion of these pennies were produced, so they're not exactly rare, or are they? What makes them valuable? What makes some 1964D pennies worth thousands? It all comes down to errors and high-grade conditions. Let's break it down. Some 1964D pennies feature errors like a repunched mint mark, RPM, or die cracks. These imperfections are highly sought after by collectors. Most pennies in circulation show heavy wear, but a 1964D penny graded MS 67 or higher by organizations like PCGS or NGC can command big bucks. In fact, a 1964D penny in pristine condition sold for over $2,000 at auction. That's why condition and certification are key. So, how can you tell if your 1964D penny is worth big bucks? Here's what to look for. Use a magnifying glass to spot anomalies like double die obverse, DDO, or repunched mint marks, RPM. Coins with sharp details and no scratches are more valuable. If your penny looks promising, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade 1964D penny in red designation, meaning its original luster is intact, can be worth a small fortune. Current value in 2024. Let's talk numbers. Here's what 1964D pennies are worth in today's market. Mint state, MS, $65 $20 to $50. Mint state, $1,000 to $2,000 plus, depending on the auction and buyer demand. Remember, even small differences in grade can mean big differences in value. Tips for collectors before we wrap up. Here are my top tips for finding valuable 1964D pennies. Search your change. Check your old piggy banks and coin jars. Visit coin shops and shows. Dealers often have unsearched rolls of coins. Join online auctions. Look for certified high-grade specimens if you're serious about investing. Who knows? Your next big discovery might be hiding in plain sight. Outro. That's it for today's deep dive into the 1964D Lincoln penny. If you learned something new or feel inspired to search for treasures, give this video a like, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and share your finds in the comments below. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Did you know that a simple 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in your pocket could be worth thousands of dollars? That's right, this tiny coin might be your ticket to a big payday. Stick around as we dive into the fascinating history of the 1988 no-mint mark penny and reveal why some are so valuable today. First, let's explore the history of the 1988 Lincoln cent. This penny was part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By 1988, the penny featured Victor David Brenner's iconic design on the obverse, depicting Lincoln's portrait, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. In 1988, pennies without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. That year, over 6.8 billion pennies were produced in Philadelphia, so most 1988 no-mint mark pennies are common and only worth face value. However, a few rare examples can command staggering prices due to unique errors or varieties. So, what makes some 1988 no-mint mark pennies worth thousands of dollars? It all comes down to a fascinating variety known as the 1988 reverse of 1989 error. This error occurs because, late in 1988, the U.S. Mint began using a new die intended for the 1989 reverse design. A small change was made to the designer's initials FG, for Frank Gasparo, found near the base of the Lincoln Memorial. On the 1988 reverse, the letters F and G are spaced farther apart. But on the reverse of 1989, they are much closer together, making it a key identifying feature. Collectors and experts are on the lookout for 1988 no-mint mark pennies with this error because they're incredibly rare, and rare coins mean big money. Now let's talk about value. A standard 1988 no-mint mark penny in circulated condition is usually only worth 1 cent. No surprise there. However, if you find one with the reverse of 1989 error, it could sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. A well-preserved 1988 penny with the reverse of 1989 error recently sold for $3,000 in a high-grade condition. Even lower-grade examples can sell for hundreds of dollars, depending on their state. The key is condition and whether the error is clearly visible. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC tend to fetch the highest prices. So, how can you tell if your 1988 penny is worth thousands? Here's a quick guide. Examine the FG initials. Look at the base of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to check the spacing between the better the condition, the higher the value. Look for pennies with minimal wear and a strong strike. Get it graded. If you think you've hit the jackpot, send your coin to a professional grading service for authentication. And when it comes to selling, online auction platforms like eBay or specialized coin auction houses are great options. Just make sure your coin is properly certified to get top dollar. There you have it. The 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might just be hiding in your pocket change, waiting to make you rich. Remember to always check your coins carefully. You never know when you'll stumble upon a rare gem. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting tips, and share this video with your friends. Who knows? They might have a treasure waiting to be discovered. Hi everyone. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover hidden treasures in your spare change. Today, we're talking about the 1986 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. Not just any penny, though certain rare examples of this coin have sold for thousands at auction. Let's find out why. The 1986 Lincoln penny was part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By the 1980s, these pennies were primarily struck in copper-plated zinc, replacing the 95% copper alloy used in earlier years. This shift in composition started in 1982 and made these coins lighter and more prone to damage over time. But what about that no-mint mark? It simply means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, during this time, didn't include a mint mark on its pennies. What makes the 1986 no-mint mark penny special? Host. So, what separates a normal 1986 penny worth just a single cent from one that could sell for thousands of dollars? The answer lies in the condition and possible errors. Collectors prize coins in mint state condition, those that show no signs of wear or damage. The highest grades, like MS-67 or MS-68, are incredibly rare for the 1986 penny, especially since these coins were heavily circulated. Even small errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks, can skyrocket a coin's value. These mistakes make your penny one-of-a-kind and highly desirable to collectors. Look for a shiny, flawless surface with no scratches or blemishes. Check for doubling on the date, Lincoln's profile, or the word Liberty. A coin where the design isn't properly aligned can be worth a lot. If your coin looks perfect, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Current value of the 1986 no-mint mark penny. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. How much could your 1986 penny be worth? Regular circulated pennies are worth face value, just 1 cent at an uncirculated condition. Values start at around $5 to $15. High-grade examples, graded MS-67 or higher, have sold for $2,000 to $3,000 at auctions. Rare error coins, depending on the type and severity, can fetch even more, sometimes thousands of dollars. Seen. Auction listing screenshot showing a sale price of $3,200 for a 1986 penny. Store your penny in a coin holder to prevent scratches. A professional grading service can authenticate and evaluate your coin, which can boost its value. Check auction websites like eBay or Heritage Auctions to see what similar coins have sold for. Consider consulting a coin dealer or numismatic expert to ensure you get the best price. So, what are you waiting for? Start checking your change jars and old collections. That 1986 no-mint mark penny in your pocket might just make you a fortune. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more coin collecting tips and treasures. We're talking about the 1965 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. An intriguing coin that's more than just small change. Let's uncover its fascinating history, its rarity, and how some of these coins could make you a small fortune. The year 1965 was an interesting one for U.S. coinage. America was in the middle of a coin shortage, largely due to the rising value of silver. In response, the U.S. Mint made major changes, including removing silver from quarters and dimes. While pennies weren't directly impacted by the silver shortage, 1965 was still a unique year for these coins. During this time, the U.S. Mint suspended the use of mint marks entirely on all coins, meaning pennies struck in Philadelphia would bear no mint mark as usual. However, pennies struck in Denver also lacked their customary D-mint mark in 1965. As part of this policy, the 1965 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Weighing 3.11 grams, it shares the same classic design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. But what makes this penny special isn't just its history. It's the rare errors and high-grade examples that collectors are hunting for today. Why some 1965 pennies are worth thousands of dollars. So, why are some 1965 Lincoln pennies fetching thousands at auction? It all comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and errors. First, high-grade specimens certified by professional grading services, like MS-67 or higher, are incredibly scarce. Out of the millions minted, only a handful of pennies survive in such pristine condition due to how coins circulated heavily at the time. This occurs when the design is accidentally stamped twice, causing a doubling effect. Coins that weren't struck correctly and have part of the design missing. Visible cracks or raised areas caused by damaged dies. Notable auction sales. Here's where things get exciting. A 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny graded MS-67 recently sold for over $3,000. And that's not all. Error coins from this year can command even higher prices depending on their rarity and demand. For example, a dramatic off-center strike from 1965 sold for over $5,000 because of its uniqueness. How to identify and evaluate your 1965 penny: the better the condition, the higher the value. Look for coins with minimal scratches and sharp details. Use a magnifying glass to spot doubling, misaligned strikes, or cracks. If you believe your penny is in exceptional condition or has a rare error, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade. Even a small investment in grading could turn your penny into a jackpot. Current values of 1965 Lincoln pennies. Most 1965 pennies in average condition are only worth their face value or a little more for their copper content. Uncirculated condition, these can range from $50 to $200 depending on eye appeal. Error coins or high grades, the rarest examples can sell for $1,000 to over $5,000, especially if they exhibit unique features. Keep an eye out. So, don't underestimate the humble 1965 Lincoln penny in your change jar. Could be a hidden treasure just waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, checking your coins for rare errors or pristine examples could lead to an exciting payday. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1960 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Stick around as we uncover its rich history, key varieties, and what makes some of these coins so valuable. Visual. Black and white footage of the Denver Mint, interspersed with images of President Lincoln and early Lincoln pennies. The Lincoln cent has been an American icon since its debut in 1909, honoring the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1960, the penny had already undergone several design changes, but one thing remained constant: the image of Honest Abe on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. Visual. Zoom in on the reverse of a 1960 D penny, showing the wheat stalks. In 1960, the Denver Mint produced over 1.5 billion Lincoln cents. This year is particularly interesting because it marks the transitional phase when the U.S. Treasury was trying to adjust the minting process due to increasing demand for coins. Side-by-side images of the small date and large date varieties with text annotations showing the differences. The 1960 D Lincoln penny is special because it was struck with two distinct date varieties: the small date and the large date. The difference lies in the size of the numbers in the date. The small date has a more compact and tighter appearance, while the large date has taller and more stretched numerals. Visual. Highlighting the 0 in 1960 on both varieties. Collectors love these varieties because they create an exciting opportunity for treasure hunting. But wait, there's more. Errors and rare features on these coins make them even more valuable. Now, let's talk about what really makes some 1960D pennies worth thousands of dollars: errors. The most sought-after error is the 1960D/D RPM, or repunched mint mark. This happens when the mint mark is stamped more than once, and if you look closely, you'll see two distinct impressions of the D. These coins can fetch a premium depending on the clarity of the doubling. Visual: auction footage showing a high-grade 1960D penny being sold. Another variety to look for is the small date over large date. This rare error occurred when a small date die was accidentally used on a coin intended for the large date series. These coins are extremely rare and can sell for thousands at auctions. A chart showing coin grades: good, fine, extra fine, MS65, etc., with corresponding values. Common circulated pennies usually go for about 5 to 25 cents in uncirculated condition. With a grade of MS65 or higher, values can range from $10 to $50, but if you have a high-grade small date, large date, or one with a D/D RPM error, you're looking at $1,000 or more. Visual: a high-quality coin slab showing an MS66 penny with error details. The highest recorded auction for a 1960D small date penny with a high grade and RPM error? A whopping $6,325. Want to know if your penny is a hidden gem? Here are some tips. Use a magnifying glass to closely examine the date and mint mark for errors. Compare your coin's features to certified images online. Consider getting your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A coin being sealed in a protective holder. And don't forget, always handle your valuable coins with care and store them in proper holders to maintain their condition. Visual: the 1960D penny glowing under the spotlight again, with text reading, "Check your change." So what are you waiting for? Go grab your old coin jars and check for these valuable 1960D pennies. Who knows, you might just strike it rich. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more coin collecting tips. We're diving into the history, features, and jaw-dropping value of the 1979 No Mint Mark Lincoln Cent. Stay tuned. You might just have one hiding in your pocket change. The Lincoln Cent series is one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history, starting in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1979, the iconic design by Victor David Brenner had already been circulating for 70 years, featuring Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The no mint mark on the 1979 penny means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1979, billions of these pennies were struck. So what makes some of them worth thousands of dollars today? When it comes to the 1979 penny, rarity and condition are key. Most pennies from this year are only worth their face value, but some stand out due to their exceptional condition or rare errors. Let's break it down. If your 1979 penny is in flawless condition, known as mint state MS, it could fetch thousands of dollars. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can determine the quality of your coin. Rare minting errors, like off-center strikes, doubled dies, or misaligned dies, can skyrocket a coin's value. For example, a 1979 penny with a doubling error on Lincoln's face or the lettering could easily be worth several hundred or even thousands of dollars. Let's talk money. How much can a 1979 no mint mark penny be worth today? In regular, worn condition, these pennies are typically worth just 1 cent. But hang on, it gets better. In mint condition, these pennies can range from $50 to $500, depending on the grade. This is where things get exciting. A 1979 no mint mark penny in MS67 or better can sell for $1,000 or more. In 2022, one sold for over $2,200 at auction. Error coins can fetch even more. Depending on the type and rarity of the error, prices can range from $500 to $5,000 or more. Minimal wear on Lincoln's face or the lettering. Check for doubling, off-centering, or other abnormalities. The brighter and scratch-free, the better. If you think you have a valuable penny, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify its grade, which is essential if you want to sell it at auction or to serious collectors. And there you have it, the fascinating history and value of the 1979 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Who knew a coin so small could be worth so much? Check your pocket change, coin jars, or even your grandparents' stash. You might just strike gold, or copper in this case. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss more coin treasure tips. Comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin. We'd love to hear your story. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Did you know that your average-looking 1973 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be worth thousands of dollars? That's right, this humble 1-cent coin has a fascinating history, and in rare cases, collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. So, grab your magnifying glass, and let's dive into the secrets of the 1973 Lincoln penny. First, let's talk history. The 1973 Lincoln cent is part of the legendary series designed by Victor David Brenner, who created this iconic coin back in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1973, the coin was being struck in massive quantities, as the penny remained an essential part of everyday transactions. In 1973, the U.S. Mint produced over 3.7 billion Lincoln pennies in Philadelphia, which explains why these coins don't carry a mint mark. Back then, the Philadelphia Mint didn't stamp mint marks on their pennies, unlike Denver, with a D or San Francisco with an F. So, what makes the 1973 no-mint Mark penny so special? While the majority of these coins are worth just face value today, a select few stand out because of their rarity, condition, and errors. Here's what you should look for: coins in perfect mint state, MS. Condition can fetch a premium. Look for pennies with no scratches, wear, or discoloration. Keep an eye out for die breaks, doubling, also known as a double die, or off-center strikes. These errors make coins incredibly desirable to collectors. Although Philadelphia didn't strike proof pennies in 1973, some extremely rare specimens with unusual characteristics might surface. Let's talk value. The average 1973 no-mint Mark penny in circulated condition is typically only worth its face value. However, if your coin is in mint state, things start to get exciting. A graded MS-67 coin recently sold for over $2,600 at auction. That's not all, error coins can push the value even higher. For example, a 1973 penny with a double die obverse could easily sell for $5,000 or more, depending on its clarity and condition. Now you might be wondering, how do I find one of these gems? Start by checking your pocket change or digging through old jars of coins. You'd be surprised what treasures you might uncover. If you think you've found something valuable, here's what to do next: use a magnifying glass to check for errors or pristine condition. Submit your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade significantly boosts its value. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or platforms like eBay are great for reaching serious collectors. And there you have it. The 1973 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might just be the hidden treasure you didn't know you had. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your fellow coin collectors. Who knows? You might help someone discover their own fortune. We're talking about an incredible penny you might have overlooked: the 2000 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This little coin has an amazing history, and believe it or not, some of these pennies are worth thousands of dollars. Let's dive into the details. The history of the 2000 Lincoln penny. The 2000 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. This specific penny was minted in Philadelphia, which is why it doesn't have a mint mark. That's right, Philadelphia pennies don't bear the P mint mark, unlike coins from Denver or San Francisco. Now, with billions of these coins produced, you might think it's just another common penny. But hidden among these billions are rare, valuable examples that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. So, what makes certain 2000 pennies so special? Let's find out. Key features and rare errors. There are two main factors that make some 2000 pennies worth thousands: errors and high-grade condition. Let's start with the most exciting part: errors. One of the most famous errors is the 2000 wide AM reverse. Normally, the letters A and M in America, on the reverse are very close together. But on the rare wide AM variety, there's a noticeable gap between the letters. This happened because the reverse die was mistakenly created with the design intended for proof coins. Another thing to look for is doubling on the obverse, known as a double die error. This can make Lincoln's profile or the date appear doubled. And these errors are highly sought after by collectors. Condition and grading aside from errors, the condition of the coin is critical to its value. Coins graded in high mint state conditions like MS67 or higher can command huge premiums. These coins are nearly flawless, with no visible wear, and are typically found in old collections or rolls that were never circulated. So, if you have a 2000 penny that looks pristine, it might be worth getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A top-grade wide AM or error coin could be your ticket to thousands of dollars. Now that you know what to look for, let me show you how to check your 2000 pennies for hidden value. First, grab a good magnifying glass or a digital microscope. Look at the reverse to see if it's the wide AM variety. Then, check the obverse for any doubling around Lincoln's face or the date. Finally, assess the overall condition. The shinier and more flawless, the better. Current market values. Let's talk about what these pennies are actually selling for today. A standard 2000 penny in circulated condition is only worth its face value, just 1 cent. But rare wide AM pennies in high grades have sold for as much as $5,000 at auction. Even lower grade wide AM pennies can fetch $100 to $500. So, what should you do if you find one of these rare pennies? First, protect it. Use a soft cloth or coin holder to avoid scratches. Then, consider sending it to a professional grading service to confirm its value. And most importantly, keep hunting. You never know what treasure you might find in your pocket change. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 2000 Lincoln penny and want more coin hunting tips, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Let me know in the comments. Have you found any rare pennies in your collection? We're diving deep into the fascinating history of the 1980 Lincoln penny, why it's special, and how to spot one that could be a jackpot. Let's get started. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1980, the Lincoln penny had already seen decades of changes in composition and design, but one thing stayed the same: its popularity among collectors. The 1980 penny was struck at 2 main mints, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins are identified by the absence of a mint mark, which is why we call them no-mint mark pennies. In 1980, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 7.4 billion Lincoln pennies. With such a high mintage, you might wonder, how could one of these pennies be worth more than its face value? Well, that's where condition and rarity come into play. What sets some 1980 no-mint mark pennies apart is their incredible condition. Coins graded as mint state 67 or higher are exceptionally rare. Most pennies from 1980 show signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, but a flawless or nearly flawless penny can bring in the big bucks. In recent years, pristine 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. For example, in 2023, a stunning mint state 67 penny fetched over $3,000 at auction. Imagine turning a 1-cent coin into a small fortune. That's the dream of every coin collector. Look for coins that are shiny, free from scratches, and show sharp details. Some 1980 pennies have minting errors like double die obverse, DDO, or misaligned dies. These can increase the coin's value dramatically. Consider getting your penny graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC if it looks uncirculated. Now, don't get discouraged if your penny has seen better days. Even coins with minor wear can be worth more than a penny to collectors, especially if they have errors or other unique features. So, the next time you're sorting through your spare change or digging through old coin jars, keep an eye out for that 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knows? You might just find a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars.